Here's one of the visitors that's at the party. His name is Joans Sweet. He came all the ways down from Canada to attend this affair. We're glad to see that he's here. Lisa, I guess, got sick. She couldn't make it. Oh no, she didn't get sick, she went shopping. But in any event, she couldn't make it. But that's okay, we're having a good time. And over here is a good picture of my garden from a distance. And here's that plastic zoo that Bill craves about. He brings friends from all over to visit it. Right now it's kind of, well, I don't know what to say. Guess all the animals are having a siesta.
You want to go home and do the same?
Oh, I put up this tarp over here just in case we needed it, but I think it was a total waste of time because it's hotter than hell under there. It may be cooler tonight, along about midnight, but
maybe later on, okay?
Hopefully the party will be over by then.
I want to stay right here.
Now this guy, he's zooming right in here. There we are. And right there's Tommy Dowdy. Tommy Dowdy and his wife came all the ways up from Florida to attend this affair. Wait a minute, hold it, that isn't Tommy Dowdy. That's Joans Sweet, I think. Yeah, young Joans Sweet. He come all the ways from Union City Road to attend this shindig. There's his brother Warren fading off into the distance. Now over here we have a few more guests. They're from all around the neighborhood. And we have Lisa Sweet here. Hey Lisa, what's your last name now?
Santoro.
Santoro. There's Lisa Santoro. She just had a baby girl. And that's her husband Mike right there. And there's the little baby right there. They come all the way from Prospect for this shindig. And there's my daughter Debbie. Debbie is going to have a little baby pretty quick. Matter of fact, she may have it this afternoon. I don't know. But in any event, she's having a good time sitting under my cherry tree. Over here, we have, there's Darlene Sweet with her boyfriend Augie. Augie, he's in the Navy, but you never know it. He said he's getting out in August. I think he got out last August. There's my son-in-law Wally. He works on a chemical. He took a couple hours off for a coffee break. He's been working quite a few hours, and he doesn't even really get much time to join into these festivities, so he snuck out on a long coffee break. That's his wife Donna. That's my daughter Donna. She's up here. Well, she's up here quite often. I'd say quite a while. Tonight, catch her in a great big croquet tournament that they're probably going to have. She is one of the champion croquet players in the Costco Lane area here. Now, over here's my wife, Joan. She thinks she's run this whole goddamn affair, but really, she did her share, but not all of it. But to hear from her, she'd done everything. Now, there's Tommy Dowdy and his wife right there. They come all the way from Florida to attend this little occasion. I guess they like it so much they're not even going to go back to Florida anymore. Oh well, there's my sister-in-law Betty. She lives next door. I always see her. I see her most of the time hanging up clothes or whatnot. And behind her is my sister Doris. They come to this function every year. Doris, by the way, makes the beans, and everybody farts their way home. And there's my son Dave. He's the one that maintains the grounds around this area. He does all the other zoom in here. He does all the lawn mowing and whatnot. No, he doesn't come cheap though.
Yeah.
There's Dale. Dale, he's going over to throw the horse shit. I mean, throw the horseshoes, I think. All right, so much for now. We're gonna sign off.
This is Lori Rack. She just found out that she's going to have a little munchkin.
Yay.
Yay, Lori. Now, next year at this time, Lori will have a baby this size. I think it'll be bigger than that. Born in January.
Dale Sweet. He lives next door. Wave to the folks, Dale.
What?
Wave to the folks. Looks like a dud.
No wonder he don't get his ass slammed into the slammer. Warned for buying all these fireworks.
And there's Dale. Let's see how he does.
Done by a bee?
Who did?
That one's a dud too. Joans Sweet, narrator of the first half of this flick. Next to his brother Dale,
What?
the Happy Picnickers. Here they are trying something different. Let's get a closer look at this. Wow, those seem to work all right. I believe those are bottle rockets. There's Barn. He got his hair cut. Yes, he looks very nice.
This is the host entertaining his guests.
Excitement of the party was just too much.
A tour through the plastic garden of Joans Sweet. This is the plastic zoo of Joans Sweet. Here we have a flower-backed goose. A very rare species. Found only on the islands of Madagascar during the springtime. These two things here are what we call polymer hummingbirds. Here we have a green one and a blue one. Beautiful, aren't they? Next we have the flower-backed mule deer. It grows flowers on its back once a year in the fall time, and in the early spring it loses them, much like the common white-tailed deer loses its horns. In the wintertime the flowers die. But that pot never leaves. That pot stays on its back year round. This here is your typical windbag Canadian goose. It sits there in the garden and does nothing because the wind can't get to it. Once again to the wire-legged pink flamingo. They used to dwell in Florida, and then people were able to afford real ones, and they sent these on up to Connecticut. Although it isn't an animal, it's the plastic sunflower, called the spinning sunflower. When it's windy, it spins. This sunflower here is quite unique. Notice the thick stem on the bottom, and it stands horizontally as opposed to vertically, and the birds use it to dip and take a bath in there. Later on in the day, when the birds are taking a bath, the thing closes up, the birds get smashed to smithereens. This is the plastic petunia. Amongst the other species in Joans Sweet's plastic gardens, this is the rarest. It's the only one known to be in captivity. And doing quite well. I think it survived one winter here and hasn't died yet. This here is a spinning sunflower. This variety is yellow. Notice the broken pedal on there. It hinders it spinning a little bit, but it varies a little bit. You know, it spins a little lopsided. It makes for a little bit more action as opposed to the one we saw earlier. Notice the mate to the pink flamingo. You see it sneaking up in the bushes. It's looking for its partner over there. Come to think of it, it was looking for its partner last picnic and hasn't moved yet. It's a family, a mother and her plastic ducklings. They live quite a boring life, and the children never grow up to go on their own. When these little ducklings do eventually grow up, they hope to be maybe melted down into a spatula or something. Once in a while we get these weird live flowers that grow in amongst the plastic ones. And although they're quite nice, they don't match up to the realistic plastic one. This thing is called the Thundering Roadrunner, and boy is it realistic. What beauty. What beauty. See those legs? They cannot be quite simulated even by a real roadrunner. You won't find these anywhere else in Connecticut because, quite frankly, nobody would dare put it in their garden. So as we fade away from Joans Sweet's plastic gardens, and we look it over for one last time, I'd like to thank you for joining us for this tour of Joans Sweet's plastic garden. And I hope that whatever you do in your adventures in your yard, I hope your animals are real. One thing must be said though, on Joans Sweet's behalf, they're quite easy to take care of. We fade away from this lovely plastic zoo. We must not forget, look at this. We must not forget these lovely plastic butterflies. With the suction cups already provided, they don't develop those suction cups until they're about 6 months old. Turn around, I seem to forget other creatures. These here are plastic window swallows. Close relative of the barn swallow, except these don't move. These don't eat, they don't drink. Therefore, they don't make a mess in your kitchen. But just another added feature to Joans Sweet's plastic gardens. More of the plastic butterfly variety, but these are kitchen sink butterflies. Because as you can see, it's right over Joans Sweet's kitchen sink. Plastic gardens, not only flowers do you find, but occasionally you'll find plastic fruit. Wouldn't be complete without the plastic grapes, oranges, apples, and yes, even a banana. Up here we see one live parakeet and one plastic parakeet. If you look hard enough, yes indeed, you can tell the difference, but it's tough. It's tough.
Over here.
Get over and sing happy.
This is Dave Sweet's 16th birthday. He's at that gawky stage in life.
Anybody want to cook a hot dog?
Where he knows everything.
Yep.
Hey,
Cinderella story.
Nobody's done anything that he hasn't done.
Cinderella story.
okay, Dave, this will never happen again.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Happy birthday, my hammer.
That wants to try it.
What's this? I don't know how that missed it in the documentary, but amongst other things, I missed that second Thundering Roadrunner. Beautiful, beautiful species. Before I told you that there's only one in Connecticut, well, I guess there's two.